Okay, here with Gloucester City Co-Chairman Alex Petheram. Alex, it's been another whirlwind sort of 48 hours for the club, and just talk us through the changes that have gone on and what's happened, really.
Yeah, so obviously we went up on Friday night up to Sunderland. The players trained there, then they had a hotel overnight, and then obviously the game on Saturday versus Gateshead. The result speaks for itself in a 3-0 league defeat, and sadly I felt that we needed to change. We needed to do something that was something different, basically, to try and re-kickstart our season, because we're not in a position that we wanted to be or expect to be with the facilities and the personnel we've got around the club. So it's a very difficult process to go through, especially when you like the manager that was in place so much personally. But sadly, it's football is a results-driven business in a pyramid system, and for us, we have to try and get up the table, and hopefully, ideally, in a perfect world, we're always dreaming of getting out and up in the pyramid.
Can you put your finger on why things sort of took a downward turn as they did?
No, I'm not close enough to the football side of it, really, or even understand it enough to kind of make a comment. But it's just a stark change from where we are last year, and I'm aware that, I think Paul mentioned a couple of interviews back with yourselves around recruitment has struggled this year, or not been where he wanted it to be, and all I can do is look now to go forward and hopefully get us out of this position that we find ourselves in.
And you acted pretty quickly in bringing in Lee Mansell as interim manager. Tell us, what do you know about Lee? Why has he been given this job?
I've known Lee for a while, so I spoke to Lee after the Gateshead game on the way home and asked him if he would take it over. Lee's someone that, like I say, I know. Becomes a bit easier. What I learned when we changed managers last time, when James went up to Chesterfield, was that the 2 weeks in between James leaving and Paul coming in, we found ourselves in free-fall turmoil. So what I wanted to avoid the most was a round two of that. So learning from our previous mistakes, I thought that the interim manager era was the solution to go down, really. Lee's local, he's a really good guy. He comes highly recommended at Bristol Rovers. He gave me a couple of names that he would speak to on Saturday evening and Sunday morning around assistants, and then this morning he's announced Dafford Williams as his assistant as well. So yeah, we've got Mance and Daff now that are going to steady the ship and bring a bit of stability in for the short to medium to long term, and that depends on results as well.
Okay, and in terms of the team and the squad we've got at the moment, will Lee be backed to bring in new signings if needed? Yeah,
so there's a meeting that I've had a meeting with him this morning. He's in a meeting now with Luke around budget and players and who he wants to bring in. Who and how many he wants to bring in is up to him, really. There was a couple of players yesterday, or 3 players yesterday, that were released, and then there was 5 players out of the training group that were also released yesterday. So there were some players yesterday that have left the group, and yeah, we just keep moving forward as all we can do.
Thank you, Alex.